Okay, so many of you know that I really, really enjoy certain 1950s sitcoms. But did you know that I was able to take some life lessons out of it and use it in a practical manner? Yeah. Let's talk about how watching TV classics from the 1950s can help save you money because it definitely did that for me. I'm going to omit my opening theme song. Why? Because of technical issues, and I really would hate to lose my show over that. Just getting my little glasses because I'm looking at my scratch writing. All right. So here are some lessons that I learned from my favorite, one of my favorites, one of a couple of my favorite TV classic, as many of you already probably have guessed. This time I'm not referring specifically to Leave It to Beaver. I'm referring specifically to Father Knows Best. Okay, I'm just saying, yes, that was an amazing show. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's an old sitcom. It started off originally on radio back many, many years ago. And then somewhere in about the early to middle 50s, it continued on as a television version. And I think it only lasted a year or two on one network, and then another network picked it up because people loved it. People loved the idea of a mom and a dad and three kids, and really, really a good dynamics of a show, and was representative of the way people thought at that time. All right, so what I do, I just enjoy the show, okay? But I realized as time went on that in fact and in truth, I learned a lot of lessons from that show without even realizing it. Perhaps you did too. All right. So, one of the things that I could tell you for sure that I did recognize is that I believe that that show instills the importance of education and not just in the classroom. Yes, many of the episodes refer to school, going to school, being in school, people doing their homework, things of that nature, respect for teachers and things like that. But there were a lot of life lessons that occurred beyond the school walls, and that was recognized on the show. So I think that that is a really important thing because it instills values that help people make important decisions that can be translated even into a financial choice eventually one day. Honestly, next, work ethic for sure, a good healthy work ethic. Okay, that is very helpful in achieving financial goals. This show represented the idea of a good, healthy work ethic. Example, let's say the son Bud wanted to get a used car. You know how it is back in the 50s. The minute you get a license, your permit, and then a license, you want a car. So most of the time you would see Bud finding ways to earn money to get his 25 buck broken down car that he wanted to fix. I'm just saying, one of the episodes, I believe he paid $10 for a car. Okay. But the idea is that he earned it. Another episode, Betty wanted to get a certain dress for a certain formal event that she wanted to attend. Originally, she tried to, see if her parents, could do it for her, pay for the dress. But then it was, really rather expensive. And then she was like, okay, so I'll just get a job. And then another episode, Betty took on a job as a babysitter. You see evidence of that. Even little Kathy, the youngest one that they nicknamed Kitten, you see a little Kathy saving money in her piggy bank, and learning the important ethic of saving. This is all from a simple, classic 1950s sitcom. Okay, next, family togetherness. I don't remember an episode where they didn't sit down to some sort of a meal. It could have been, I mean, it was situational, okay? It could have been breakfast, it could have been lunch, it could have been dinner. Most of the time, you really see them at breakfast or dinner. On rare occasion, very rare, lunch, okay? Because, the kids were either going to school or coming back from school. You see where I'm going with that. But they sat down to a meal together. There was no distraction. Well, some of the episodes, like for example, when Bud fell in love with this cashier at a supermarket, an older person, older woman, he was like totally distracted. But in general in life, people back in the 50s, in real life too, sat down. They were able to. Everybody wasn't going here, there, and everywhere, and their heads were not buried in phones. So to me, I extract a wonderful message there. The importance of family togetherness, to be able to say, so how was your day? How did it go at school today? Did you learn something new today? I mean, the answers may be silly, but at least, everybody sat down and they communicated with each other. All right. Next, respect for one another. They had respect for one another as individuals. And although the folks lived in a group setting as a family that was intact, if you will, wonderful thing. Yeah, they respect for one another's differences of thoughts, opinions. The ages are different. People recognized that and they respected each other for it. Of course, it was goofing around. It was a sitcom. But at the end of the day, they respected each other. This translates, in my opinion, to good, healthy habits that help people to think clearly and grow some income or think along the lines of that. Next, they rarely, like I said, oh yeah, rarely had dinner or lunch out. That's true. I can only think, honestly, and I'm just turning the page. So if you hear my voice falter, I'm sorry. Okay, so all right, so I can count probably on the palm of my hand, on my fingers, how many episodes included the meeting out, and they did hundreds of episodes, multiple hundreds of episodes. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe like five, maybe altogether. And I'm an avid fan, so I know I watch these episodes. All right. By the way, you can always watch them on this platform, just to mention that. So take a look. Um, let's see. School lunches were made at home and carried to school. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The kids brought lunch to school. The kids brought lunch to school. I mean, you saw the mom packing sandwiches. Same thing holds true on Leave It to Beaver. You see the mom packing lunches for school. She wasn't interested in buying a Lunchable. She didn't have to buy a frozen peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Don't even get myself started on the thought, but I'm just being a nice lady here. I'm not saying they don't taste good. I tried one or two in the past. They were okay. But I think that people just fell in love with the idea of having an instant peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Anyway, that's modern times. All right. So school lunch is made at home. That's the truth. All right. Occasionally you would see that, the kids as teens, for example, at the mall shop, little soda shop, ice cream place, where kids used to go to after school, like their little local hangout or a place like that. That was just like commonplace thing to do. It was, a nice little after school break, a wonderful thing to do. Very reasonable and it's very good. Um, they had fun together. Yeah, the family had fun together. They vacationed together. They had relatives over together. They went elsewhere together. They, not every time they were individuals, unique people, but they did spend quality vacation times together. Next, good sportsmanship and achievements. Oh, yeah. Achieving goals was seemingly very important. Very, very important, especially in good sportsmanship. So you could check out a few of those episodes if that's something that you like. But that's some of the lessons I took away. And on this final one, oh, by the way, before I forget, Scholastic Awards were very emphasized. For example, Betty was a valedictorian. She was a little bit much. She took in a lot of awards, more than most average people would. She was like the queen of a few things at her prom. I don't know, flower queen or something like that. But the idea was to put inside a younger person's heart to want to achieve, to want to attain a goal. Very nice. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. To have something good to look forward to and to achieve something of importance. And finally, what I took away from one of the episodes, and I'm going to have to remember to include it. If I don't include it, look it up and really just say Thanksgiving Day episode. There was a Thanksgiving Day episode that just, to me, shows the real true meaning of Thanksgiving, all wrapped up all wrapped up in one episode. So I took away a lot of things. And before I forget, there was one episode called, I think it was called The Carnival, something to that effect, where Bud takes on a job. Okay, he's fascinated by the carnival, and unfortunately, this worker there, like, really just turned Bud's thinking into a different direction completely. And you have to see it. I can't even explain it. But at the end of the day, Bud learns a harsh life lesson in that episode. So, meaning in terms of disappointment and in believability, not everybody is so sweet. I'm just saying, just saying. So, okay. So I believe that these wonderful ideas and good ethics and achievements are very positive and can only do anything but good, in my honest opinion. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. Don't forget to come back next Monday for more episodes on the Save Money and More with Jan channel. But please, 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 one of the most important things you could do is not to forget to smash down the like button, because this helps my channel out. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that, as much as I appreciate every single one of you. Have a great day.